Okay, good evening. It's good and hope everyone's recovered. Um, we're up to today's daf is tzaddik. We're up to pay tes amid bays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines from the bottom. 6 lines from Tan Rabbanon. So we know there's a din of a person does avoid the Sarah, you get skila. A person is masis, a person's masis to avoid the Sarah, right? You get skila. What about a navi? Tan Rabbanon. Navi she'ediach. A navi that goes ahead and masis is more than one, diach is more than one person. It's usually irni tachas, right? So navi she'ediach b'skila, b'chenek. If Shimon says what it is b'chenek. So again, machlokes. My time Meidichi irni tachas b'skila. Rav Shimon b'chenek. So the Rabbim are consistent with skila, and Rav Shimon is bechenek. Navi, that's by regular Joe. Navi she'ediach, a navi that goes ahead she'ediach is beskila. My timer, what's the reason? My time Rabbanan is beskila. Hadacha mimesis. We learn how to gzeir shava hadacha mimesis. Mala halam beskila. Just like we know by a mesis is beskila. Afkan, and it says a lashon of hadacha. So too by navi, where it says lashon of hadacha, it's beskila. Reb Shimon, misuk sivbei. It says by the navi umes he'll die. Once you say the lashon die is stam b'chol misa mur b'tayra stam ena elechenek. When it says with the word misa in the Torah, it means chenek. So machlokes. So again, a navi, according to the chachamim, kseir shava hadacha from irni dachas from irni dachas, and just like over there, beskila, so too over here beskila. Again, that's the mediach of the irni dachas. Irni dachas is self-desire.
City.
Medichi irni dachas beskila. My time of the Rabbanon. Gemiri adacha. He learns adacha. Again, it's interesting, guys. The people in the irni dachas, they get sayif. They get right. They get sayif. Good. So my time of the Rabbanon that you get beskila. Gemiri adacha. I mean mesis, either from mesis, I mean navi she'ediach, or from the navi. Reb Shimon gam adacha mi navi. Right, and Shimon learns hadacha minavi, and just like the navi is chenek, so too here is chenek. Oligma mi mesis, and you get skila. Done in mesis rabim, mesis rabim. Let's done in mesis of a rabim versus a mesis of a rabim. Being done in mesis rabim, mesis yachid. I'm not going to mesis rabim for mesis yachid, which is therefore you're going to be chenek and not the mesis of a yachid, which is skila. Then the other rabbi done in hedyet mi hedyet. Let's learn a hedyet from hedyet being done in hedyet mi navi. And Shimon says, "Kimat shediach." Since he was mediach, ein lecha hedyet gedayel mizur. There's no bigger hedyet than that. Some Rav Chisda. Machlokes. There's the machlokes between Rav Shimon and the Chachamim, whether you get skila or chenek, is ba'oiker haguf da avodas kechavim, where you're oiker and you say there's no such thing as avodas zara. Period. V'kiyam miktsas. Okay, in other words, you did one of two things. You either mated avodah zarah completely, or you mated a form of avodah zarah. Now, listen what the pasuk says, guys. V'anaviyahu oicholim hachalaim yumas kidibe sara el Hashem elokechem hamoitzi eschem eretz Yisraelim v'apoitchem mibeis avodim lehadichacha min haderech asher tzivcha Hashem elokecha lo leches ba. To push you from the derech that Hashem commanded you, l'leches ba, ubiata rami kebecha. And that's what the pasuk says. So now, when it says min haderech, afilu mixes derech. That means what? Mixes derech. So there's two things, guys. One, total avodah zarah, and two, even partial avodah zarah. And on that, the chachamim say you'll get skila, and Reb Shimon will say you get chenek. Aval oiker haguf tishar mitzvahs, but let's say you're going ahead and you're telling the person you're being oiker not avodah zarah but any other mitzvah. Divrei kol b'chenek. There's no machlokes there, right? The kiyam mitzvahs, the bittul mitzvahs, the b'shar mitzvahs divrei kol pata. You would what be pata. Okay, so guys, we're gonna have a chart, but let's just set it up first. The chilik between avodah zarah, and shar mitzvahs. Machlokes by avodah zarah, right? Whether in oiker or miktsas. However, by shar mitzvahs, they both agree chenek, and miktsas you'll be pater. Okay. Maser Rav Amnuna, the pasuk says lo leches. It says lo leches to go in to mitzvah saseh, baz to mitzvah saseh. So the pasuk over here is telling you that you should follow this. There's a mitzvah saseh. Now, according to the Chachamim, that pasuk is speaking about avodah zarah. What kind of mitzvah saseh is there about avodah zarah? So Rav Amnuna has a problem. You're applying that. You're learning out, guys, your limud of avodah kechavim from this pasuk, but the pasuk it says is a leches baz mashma. It's not speaking about avodah zarah. How do you find an asay by avodah zarah? So take Rav Chisda, then he touched them. It's speaking about where you mitzvah to break the avodah zarah, not to serve it, but to break it. So Rav Nuna disagrees with Rav Chisda, and he says machlokes ba'oker haguf bein ba'avodas kechavim bein b'sham mitzvahs. Notice the machlokes is not only by avodah zarah, right? But it's even by shar mitzvahs the same machlokes. That's the chiluk, guys. Like Rav Chisda, they only argue by avodah zarah, but agree by shar mitzvahs. Like Rav Amnuna, they argue by shar mitzvahs also. I could call aguf. However, kiyum mitzvahs, a bittul mitzvahs, avodas kechavim, b'achman amar min aderech afil mitzvahs derech. Al kiyum mitzvahs, bittul mitzvahs, the b'shar mitzvahs, the called pata. All right, guys, let's look at the chart. Yeah. That's right. I Okay, you see my handwriting? You're looking at my handwriting? Okay, guys, you see? Everyone, Avram, you good? It's a chart that I sent out on your phone. The chart, again, without this, guys, if you get with the phone, you'll get it. You don't have the chart, you're not going to get this Gemara. So watch, going across the top, you have avodah zarah and shar mitzvahs. Good? Avodah zarah and shar mitzvahs. Going down, you have Rav Chisda and Rav Amnuna, and you have the Chachamim and Rav Shimon. This chart was made quite a few years ago. Okay, it could be 23 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, in avodah zarah, there's two things. 1 and 2. You see 1 and 2? There's either oiker the whole thing or bittul mitzvahs. Shar mitzvahs also the same thing. Column 3 and column 4, you're oiker or what or you're bittul mitzvahs, guys. Good. Now, where's the machlokes? In the first column, there it is. Skila, chenek. The Chacham say if you're oiker the whole avodah zarah, you tell somebody there's no avodah zarah, you get skila. Bittul mitzvahs, you get skila. However, if you're oiker shar mitzvahs, then there's no machlokes. Everyone holds chenek. Say the two columns A and B, guys. See, look on the left side, I have A, B, C, and D. Okay, so now 3A is chenek, and 4A is 4 and 3B is chenek. There's no machlokes there. Nor in the last column, 4A and 4B is pata. So far, so good, guys. So where's your machlokes? By 1 and 2, right? By 1 and 2, by oiker and bittul. There's your machlokes. Everyone on the same page so far? Now, where's Rav Nuna? Rav Nuna says the same thing by avodah zarah. There's no difference. Columns 1 and 2, fellas, there's no difference between Rav Chisda and Rav Hamnuna. They hold this machlokes there. Good? Here's where the difference is. One in the pencil, right? 3C, there's your machlokes, right? Skila chenek. Like Rav Chisda, it's chenek. Like Rav Hamnuna, there's no difference between avodah zarah or shar mitzvahs. If you're oiker, you're going to get skila. You see that I put that in pencil because that's the main discrepancy. It's going to be skila, and everyone holds by yibittel, but yibittel partial mitzvahs that what? Okay, so now you see the machlokes, guys, right? The machlokes is 3C. Okay, the Gemara now is going to say 3 members, and each member is going to be problematic, and we're going to explain it. Okay, guys, let's do it on the chart before the Gemara. You all with me on the chart? The first memra, hamisnave lakar dova min atayra chayiv. The Gemara is going to say someone who's misnave makes nevuah laakar dova to be oiker dova min atayra is chayiv. Good. Now that's mashma. There's no machlokes. It's mashma. There's no machlokes at all. Correct? 1 second. There is machlokes. Look at C3 and D3. There's machlokes. Skila chenek. You see the machlokes. So that doesn't make any sense, right? You see the machlokes, right? That's memory number one. That's a problem. Yehudi, you with me? Okay, guys. Avram, you good? Okay, now, memory number two. Lekaya mixus ulevatal mixvis, to mekaya partial, and to be mevatal partial. If Shimon says you paiter. Now, when Shimon says you paiter, it's mashma, al the chacham say you chayiv. So meaning the chachamim will be mechayiv you by what? By bittul mitzvahs. Guys, look A and D number 4. Look at A and D number 4. You're not chayiv. Come say you pater, right? So that's the problem with memory number 2. Memory number 3, afilu aymer hayom ivduhu. If you say serve it today, avodah zara, ulamacha batlua, divrei akol chayev. Mashma, there's only one punishment, but be'emes it's a machlokes b'nei chacham and Reb Shimon. Okay, I'm going to leave this chart open. Let's see the Gemara. Okay, I think this will save us a tremendous amount of brain power. Tana Rabbanan, smack in the middle of the page, a little bit above. Here's your first memra. Hamisnave lakad davar min atayra chayev yechayev. In mashma that what? There's no machlokes, but we know there is. Lekayim mixus levatal mixvis. Mashma that what? The Rav Shimon paiter, but the Chacham says yechayev. 1 second. The Chacham say yepater. Third memra. Uvavaydis kachavim afilu omar hayoim ivdua ulamacha betlua devrei kol chayev. But 1 second. It's machlokes. Not everyone says yechayev. It's machlokes. The Chacham say yepater. So now, Abaya savala Rav Chisda. Abaya guys held like Rav Chisda, right? Umitaris like Rav Chisda. He held like Rav Chisda, and he's going to answer up like Rav Chisda. Rav savala Rav Nuna, that the machlokes between Rav Shimon is and the Chacham is even by Eiker Kol Mitzvahs. Umitaris like Rav Nuna. Abaya savala Rav Chisda. Again, guys, what's Rav Chisda? Machlokes is only by Eiker Avodah Zarah, but by what? By Shar Mitzvahs, everyone agrees. Good. Abaya savala Rav Chisda. Umitaris like Rav Chisda. Going over those 3 members, guys. Hamisnava laka davim in atayra. Someone who's misnava to be like a davim in atayra. Divya kol, and the problem was what mashman is no machlokes. Divya kol bechenek. Lekayim mixas ulevatal mixas. Oh, to mekayim mixas and levatal mixas. Rav Shimon paiter vuadin l'Rabbanan. Not only Rav Shimon, but Rabbanan also with pater. And second memra ubavaydis kechavim. Afilu Oma Hayom Ivdua Lamacha Betlua Chayev. Marked Islay. According to Rav Shimon, you're going to get chenek, and according to Chachamim, marked Islay Chachamim, you're going to get skila. Rabbi Savala Rav Nuna. Rabbi says like Rav Nuna that machlokes between Rav Shimon and the Chachamim is sai by Oika Avodah Zarah and sai Oika Shar Mitzvahs, right? When Mitaris like Rav Nuna is going to answer up the 3 members according to Rav Nuna. Hamisnave laka davim in atayra, and the problem was over here. Mashma is no machlokes. That's it, guys. That's Rav Hamnuna. Sai by Avodas Kechavim, Sai b'Shar Mitzvahs. Chayev, right? Marki de Islay, Chenek, according to Rav Shimon, Umarki de Islay, the Chachamim say what? Skila. Second memra, Lekayim Miktsas Ulevatal Miktsvas, and Rav Shimon Patis, and Mashma Chachamim say Yechayev, b'Shar Mitzvahs, Rav Shimon Paiter, within Rabbanan say Yepater, not that they're Chayev. And finally, ubavaydis kechavim, the last memra, afilu oimer hayoim ivdua ulamacha betlua. It's not, and it was mashma then that there's only one punishment. No. Mark it this way. Okay, that's the chart helps out a great deal. Without the chart, it's a lot of words. With the chart, you have a chance of understanding a little bit of it. I think Baruch Hashem. Great. Was a winner then too. Okay. Amra Bavu Amra B'Yachanan. B'chol im yoyim lecha navi. In everything, if a navi tells you over al divrei Torah, shamaloi, listen to him. Chutz mi avodas kechavim. That the navi tells you to serve avodas zarah, you don't listen. Okay. Shafilu maimid lachama be'emser rakia. Even he goes ahead and he stops the sun in the middle of the rakia. In the middle, he holds the sun. Al tishmaloi. Don't listen to him. Okay. Tanya, Rabbi Yosef Gluli Yomer, Higia Torah l'seif taita shel avodas kechavim. Lefikach not the Torah memshalabai, that the Torah gives you jurisdiction over him of the avodah zara. Shafilu ma'imid l'chacham emsirakia al tishlam alay. You won't listen to him. If you look at Rashi, guys, on the left side, you have double Rashi. The last of the fourth line down. Im Yarmel Navi Hamuchsik, a Navi that you muchsik's a Navi. You know, it's like we saw the other day. Like once a person's muchsik a Navi, he doesn't have to go ahead and perform an ice. So he's muchsik to you, and he tells you over al divrei Torah, hakol lefi takana hasha, everything according to takana hasha. Kigan Eliyahu b'har Carmel b'shchut echutz. Eliyahu with the Beis Hamikdash was standing and he's being bamis. How could he do that? You see that a Navi b'shas, you know, a Rasha is able to do that, except if the Navi would tell you to do avodah zara. In that case, what you don't do it. Right? In that case, you don't do it. Tanya, back in the Gemara, I'm Rabbi Akiva. Pas v'sholom shakadosh baruch hu ma'imid chamal oiv Sinai. It's never going to happen. Ella, what is our concern? Ella, Chananya ben Ozer. Chananya ben Ozer. We met yesterday. Shemit chilasei Navi Emes u'b'soif Navi Sheker. He said that what? Guys, he said that the Nebuchadnezzar, remember he said in 2 years, don't worry about it, and you can come back. Even though he was going against Yirmiyahu, told him not. That was Chananya ben Ozer. So Ben Chananya was muchzik as a Navi, guys.
Was he the one they said you're going to die before Chananya ben Ozer? Somebody, I think it was somebody told him you're going to die for Hashem, and he wasn't a cow. He didn't want to give in knowing that he was going to die.
I don't know. The Zomei Bas Kayin, and we said the Zayim Bas Kayin they don't get the same Misa. So guys, you're all familiar with Sech Demakis, right? Basisim lekasha zomam lasles la'achiv. So whatever you wanted to do, they do to you. So now, if you go ahead and say a Bas Kayin was Mizana, she's Chayiv Sreifa. He's not Chayiv Sreifa. So now, the Zayimim, do they get what the girl gets, or they get what the boy gets? And the answer is they get what the boy gets. They get Chenek. Minani Mili, how do you know that? So Amar Avacha Brei Ravika, the Tanya Rabbi Yomer, Matam Loimer Vasisim Loi Kasha Zamam Lasis La'achiv. Why does it have to say Lasis La'achiv? We should call them Hamuzumamin Shebetayra Zaymeim Ubaleim Kiyotze Behen. Any Edim Zaymimim, they and their Zaymimim are like them. Baskayin he besreifa vein boila besreifa, right? And therefore you're going to get chenek. Right? Zaymimim eni yodea. Im loy hukshu, the makash him you get chenek. Oy loy hukshu you get sreifa. Kishu oymel lasis la'achiv li'achiv le'lachreisai. Guys, and this is what Masech the Makas is going on. Kate said nasa edim zaymimim. Fred the Gemara. Kate said nasa. What are you speaking about edim zaymimim? Guys, the Gemara says it's going on here. In fact, in the Mishnayos, guys, this is the last parak. Mishnayos, this is not in the Masechta. The Chelik is the last parak. This is the last parak, and therefore it's really makes a lot of sense that one follows. It makes sense that one follows the other. Okay, the next 3 weeks we're going to be busy with Agadata. Agadata. Chelik. Stop smiling, Mendy. I'm going to give you a bechino on at the end, and there's one of the questions they ask is, what is the connection between Chelik? Why is it here in this Masechta? And Pasha, it's all about Alam Haba, different things, and Nevi'im, and a lot of famous Agadata. So the Rashi on the Ein Yaakov says the following: even though a person is Oiva Averis, even though a person gets Arba Mises Bezdin, once you makabel the dinim, you do tshuva and you makabel the din, then you say Elam Haba. In other words, you think finishing the Masechta, Elohim Niskolin, Elohim Nisrafim, Heroigim, Nechnakim, finito. And the answer is no, it's not finito. Call Yisrael Yeshem Chelik Elam Haba, provided they go ahead and they do tshuva. Okay, we're gonna this very often there's something that there's so much to speak out. You know where to begin. I'm going to start it, and at one point I'm going to bring in a very very Yisraelitic Teres Chaim that I sent out. I'm going to begin, and it really speaks about what is Olam Haba. What exactly we speak about Olam Haba? What is Olam Haba? What's Olam Haba? What's Tchiyas HaMesim? In other words, is it the same thing? Is it not the same thing? And Be'ez Hashem, we'll see that it's a big machlokes between the Ramban and the Rambam. Big machlokes between the Ramban and the Rambam. Okay, says the Mishnah. Kol Yisrael yesh them chelik Olam Haba. All Yisrael have a chelik what to Olam Haba. Shenemar va'amech kulit tzadikim, and your nation, all tzaddikim, la'olam yirshu aretz, they'll inherit the land. Neitzer matoi, they are the creations, the branches of my plantings. My siyada l'spar, my the workings of my hands to be glorified. Okay, the elu she'en lehem chelik olam haba, but there are people who don't. Ha'omer ain't tchias hamesim in Torah. So right away, people say ain't tchias hamesim in Torah. They deny tchias hamesim. Now, it means that not that they don't believe in tchias. You could believe in tchias hamesim. They're denying that there's a makar in the Torah for it. That's what Rashi says. They're denying. Says Rashi, ain't tchias hamesim in Torah. They deny the drushes, the darshinim b'gemara l'kamon, that the Gemara is going to darshan later on. They deny it. And even if they believe in quote unquote regeneration, not regeneration, resurrection, if they deny that there's an allusion to it in the Torah, kaifahu. In other words, nowhere, guys, in the Torah doesn't say what. It doesn't say it. Doesn't say it. Right? It's alluded to. If you go ahead and believe in Tchias HaMesim, but you don't believe in what, in the allusions to it, you won't have a Chelik Olam Haba. Right. What's to us in our Umna? How do you know? Who is considered a Kaifa Gomer, and therefore he has no Chelik Olam Haba. Secondly, that the Torah is not min Hashemayim. One of the tenets of Judaism is that it's the only religion that had a revelation directly to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In addition, the Torah, Moshe was given the Torah. Now Moshe was given the Luchas, guys. He wasn't given the Torah, he was given the Luchas. Whether the Torah was written on the Luchas, that's a machlokes. But there's two separate things. Moshe had the Luchas, and then Moshe taught us the Torah. So you might think that what? The Luchas you can't deny because it was brought down. But what about Torah? I'm saying, but good, but he taught it to you, but right? It's called Torah's Moshe. I mean, Fapi Kairis, the Gemara will explain. Rabbi Kiva Ma'afakar B'Svar Machitzonim, the Gemara will explain. Va'aloichish ala makeh, a person is in cants on a makeh v'oimer kol ha'machla shasanti mitzrayim lo yosem alecha kinei Hashem rafecha. That also he has no chelik olam haba. And all this is explained in the Gemara. Abishol oimer afa hoiges Hashem b'yosi yosav. He says the shame of 24 Isis to go ahead and do things. Shleisha, and now this is being and examples of this is Shleisha Malachim ve'Arba Hadyotis ein lem chelik olam haba. These are examples. Shleisha Malachim is Yeravam ben Nevat, Rasha Merusha, Achav. So both Yeravam and Achav. Yeravam was the first Melech Yisrael. He split the Malchus with Rechavam, the son of Shlomo, and Achav, of course, we met Esavel. Menashe, he was the grandson. He was the son of Chizkiyahu. Right? He thought he was going to have such a son. He was a direct descendant of David HaMelech. They don't have a chelik olam haba. Rabbi Yehuda Imam Menashe yesh lo chelik olam haba. He disagrees. Menashe did. Shneimar vayispal love vayishmat chinasai vayishivei Yushalayim malchusai. He had lost the malchus and now he davened and he got it back. They told Rabbi Yehuda malchusai yeshiva. They got his malchus back. Lo chelik olam haba. But he didn't get his olam haba back. Yeshiva. We're familiar with all of them and we'll meet them all. Okay, now. What's the thing that comes first? It's Tchias HaMesim. V'kol kach lama. Why Tchias HaMesim? Why it comes first? In other words, of all the things that you could have listed that a person doesn't have a chelik olam haba, you say Tchias HaMesim. Tana hu koifer b'Tchias HaMesim. Lefikach lo chelik b'Tchias HaMesim. Since he's denying that there's a remez in the Torah Tchias HaMesim, he's not going to be Mesim. Shekol midas shel Kadosh Baruch Hu midah keneged midah. Dan Rav Shmuel Achmeni Yom Rav Yonason. Minayin shekol midas shel Kadosh Baruch Hu midah keneged midah. How do you know Kadosh Baruch Hu punishes midah keneged midah? Shneimar vayomer Elishai shimu devar Hashem keis machar. I guess it was time of a famine. Saw soilus b'shekel. A saw of fine flour will be so cheap you can get it for a shekel. There's a sayim sairim and two saw of sairim b'shekel. B'shar shoimroin. Uksiv vayana sholish asher lemelech. I think the melech was Yaram, I think. I'm not sure. And the shlish said, Nishan al yadai es ish helikim Vayomer hine Hashem oisa arubash b'shemayim. If Hashem would open up the windows of Shemayim. Hayiyah davazeh, could you possibly have enough grain that you would sell a fine solus for a chit for a shekel and so'irim for two? Vayomer, and said Elisha, Hina charua beinecha, you'll see. Umishamai soichel, however, you won't eat. You won't eat. Aksiv, vayihi loi, vayirmsu oisoi ha'am b'shar, and it was as it was so. The army left, and they left a whole hoard of food. And the people, vayirmsu oisoi, they trampled him, going to get the food. Vayomas, and he died. So you see that what mida kneged mida, you denied. So two over here, you denied. Memela, guys, if you tchias hamesim, right? Who I didn't want, you won't be around for tchias hamesim. Fred Gemara, the Dilma Killas Elisha Garmalei. Maybe it was it wasn't that Hashem punishes me the Keneged Mida. Maybe it was the Klalawad of Elisha. Says Gemara, and Dam Rav Yudah Marav Killas Chacham Afil Achilim Hiba. Even the Klal of a Chacham, right? Afil Achilim Hiba. He said that I think Shmuel said anyone knows the halacha about getting and Gemara Makis, where the Shalom Bayis, they were flooding the world, and Achitophel answered, and nonetheless he ended up killing him. Klala, he'll die, he choked to death. In Kain Lichtev Kra, if it's the klala of Elisha, it should say Vayimisuhu Vayamos, and they trampled him and he died. My Hashar. Why did they have to go ahead and said, and they trampled him by the Shar? Al Iske Shar, regarding what? Regarding the Iske Shar. Okay, two things, guys. First of all, Meshech Chachma. Guys, Meir Simchas, beautiful, beautiful. I didn't put this out. You're bringing a raya, mida kneged mida, to tchias hamesim for what? From what? From grain. Good. Now, guys, what's a bigger ness? The formation of a child or bringing a person back from the dead? You would think bringing a person back from the dead, but it's not true. It's not true. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu can bring something from nothing. Yitachen, a tipa of zera, puts together and creates a person. Once that person is in existence, to bring him back is less of a chiddush. Once the grain, to make the grain in the first place to grow is a chiddush. To bring abundance of it is not. That's the mida kneged mida of why they brought the raya from the grain to tchias hamesim. It's kavaldik at the hair, and that's why they brought that mida kneged mida, because it's the opposite of what you would think. But it's true if you think about it. Once something's in existence, to bring it back is not such a chiddush. To bring it into, because even a yitosh, guys, even the Chazal say, even a mosquito, no one here can create a mosquito. But once it's in existence, so when does it leave? HaKadosh Baruch Hu we say HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mechadish b'chol yoyim ma'aser bereishis, right? Every day. Once HaKadosh Baruch Hu's desire would be, it's gone. When he desires to be back, it comes back. Okay, so that's the mida kneged mida. Now here's the biggest kasha. You begin this sugya, guys. We want to bring a raya to what? To Olam Haba, yeah? So, says the Gemara, V'chol kach lama, Tana koif of Tchias HaMesim, the fikach, he doesn't have a chelik what? He doesn't have a chelik in what? Doesn't say Olam Haba, it says what? Chelik in Tchias HaMesim. I'm speaking about Olam Haba, and you're bringing a raya to Tchias HaMesim? It's a bomb kasha. It's a bomb kasha, guys. You started the sugya. Kol Yisrael yesh them chelik Olam Haba. You bring in what? A person's kaifet tchias hamesim. Why does the Gemara say? You know why he doesn't have a chelik? He doesn't say you don't have a chelik in Olam Haba. He says you don't have a chelik tchias hamesim. But we're discussing Olam Haba. Okay, so look at the Taras Chaim, guys. That's the Taras Chaim. What we're going to do right now. Okay. Yep. There's no right. There's no allusion to it. We'll see. The Gemara is going to bring illusions again, but that's not openly. It's all alluded to. Every single thing is alluded to. We're going to see in the Gemara. The Gemara is going to bring illusions to it. Okay, guys, look at this. Look at this Taras Chaim. You see it? Does it say Daf Tzadik Kol Yisrael? Yeah? Great. Okay, guys, let's skip the first one, okay? Let's skip the first one. Let's go to the second one. The Elu, Yehuda was saying, answering a kasha, Yehuda. The Gemara brought a raya to Tchias HaMesim. Minole, we're discussing Olam Haba, and you're bringing a raya to Tchias HaMesim? Bring a raya to Olam Haba. Why do you bring a raya to Tchias HaMesim? So look at the Taras Chaim. Ve'elu she'elam chelik l'olam haba. Ha'omer ain't tchias hamesim in ha-Torah. B'gemar mefarish taima, lefishu koife b'tchias hamesim, lefikach lo yiyeh lo chelik b'tchias hamesim. Mikan mashma behedya, it's mashma the chelik l'olam haba the nakat shas b'kula duchte, when it discusses olam haba in every single place where it discusses olam haba, hainu tchias hamesim. That's tchias hamesim. V'lav hainu olam haneshamis haba. And it's not shat the olam haneshamis haba la'adam achem isasai. Why do we say, guys, a person dies and where does they go? To olam haba. No, a person dies and he goes to the olam haneshamis. But olam haba is tchias hamesim. When you're going to bring the dead back, that is the world to come. That's the real world. That's the real world. A person dies and goes to olam haba. Let's be medayik. He goes to the olam haneshamis. And what's the raya? Because it says Kol Yisrael Yeshem Chelik Olam Haba, and it brings a raya to what? To Tchias HaMesim. So you see Tchias HaMesim and Olam Haba is synonymous. It's the same thing. It's synonymous. It's the same thing. V'chein mashma perik shnei dayanim gezeres. Guys, this is in Ksubis Kufyud Aleph on the base. Tika Omar. It says V'dam einov tishteh, the dam of grapes he'll drink, chomer. Amruloi, ka'olam hazeh olam haba. Olam hazeh yesh but tsar, live tsar. When you want to make wine, you have the tsar of harvesting, lidroich pressing, olam haba, maybe another achas. You'll bring one grape bikorin in a wagon, a besvino or in a boat. Umenicha bezavius beso. You leave it in the corner of your house, and that's your wine cellar. Umaspiki menu, and you'll have enough kikitim gadol with a big keg. Ve'etzim masikim tachas atavshel. And you have eitzim to cook underneath the tafshel. Mashma the olam haba hainu tchias hamesim. Guys, this is speaking. You're taking it out of it. It's speaking about the real world. It's speaking about tchias hamesim. You're alive and your mamish gavalda. You're gonna have a great wine cellar. The olam haneshamas leishayich l'meima anova ta'achas b'koren. In the olam haneshamas, you're not gonna have a grape in a wagon. V'chein mashma mimashakasav atayis. It's a very scary taisus, guys. In Perikam Rosh Hashanah, it's Daf Tes Zayin Amid Beis. Tes Zayin Amid Beis. Gabi Hodik, bottom Taisus. Gabi Hodik Omar Sha'asa Kit, I think it's Tav Svava Tes Zayin. I think it's Tes Zayin. Hodik Omar Sha'asa Kitais L'Yom Adin. They're going to come groups L'Yom Adin. The Hainu, Kishayichyu HaMesim. When they come to Yom Adin, Kishayichyu HaMesim Shekosvu. Why are they coming groups, guys? Why are they coming groups by Tchias HaMesim? I did, we judged already. Right? Says the Gemara, Legan Eden, or Legahenim, if Nesh Haneshama, Adain Yeh Din Acher, the Neshama is going to have another din. Im Yiskeu L'chayil Olam Haba, Shukayim L'Olam. You hear, fellas? You have a Yom Adin for Olam Neshamas. Are you going to get to what? Are you going to get to Gehenim, or are you going to get to Gan Eden? Or you're going to go to Gan Eden. Everyone's going to Gan Eden. And now they're going to come Kitais L'Asid Lavai to go ahead and be judged. What are they be judged for? The next world. What's the next world? Tchias HaMesim, which is Olam Haba. Is doch another riot that Tchias HaMesim and Olam Haba are synonymous. So the Taris Chaim is bringing you three Mekaymis that are synonymous. Gemara, the Gemara in Ksubis, and the Taisus in Rosh Hashanah. That what? So therefore, when we say a person dies and goes to Olam Haba, we really mean he goes to the Olam HaNeshamis. Olam Haba is Tchias HaMesim, and that's going to be, according to this opinion, that's going to be the final destiny. That's going to be the final destiny. And now he brings a few more places. I'll go quickly. The guy will see that soon. The guy, the executioner, said, "I'll make it quick. And, you give me Olam Haba." And Rav Ben Doy, who was mizana with everybody, Nakat Shas Yatsa Baskov Amar Ploini Mizumin L'Chayil Olam Haba. He's prepared for the next world, but he doesn't get it yet. You know why not? Because not Tchias HaMesim yet, guys. Guys, what's the lashon? You are prepared for Olam Haba. You're in Olam Haba. No, you're mizumin to Olam Haba because Olam Haba is not here yet. These people, they're mizumin for the Olam Haba, the next world, meaning when eventually they'll get there. But they're not there now. They're dead. Where are they? In the Olam HaNeshamis. Another raya that the Taris Chaim brings, guys. This is Yisoidi Dikkat Taris Chaim. You hear? This is Yisoidi Dikkat Taris Chaim. When people say, "What's going to be? What's going to be?" This is Yisoidi. This is Yisoidi. Okay. Miyu kasha. You got a kasha. What's the kasha? Mashi yastu b'yotzet tefillah Shabbos. Enkecha Hashem Elokeinu b'olam hazeh. Ein zulasa malkeinu l'chayil olam haba. Efes b'dchol golein mos HaMashiach, ve'en dam l'chol Mashiach l'tchias HaMesim. So you see, it's two different things. Guys, and then he says about l'tchias HaMesim, mashmin awat. It's two different things. It's mashmin something else, right? So therefore, mashma the oilam haba lav hainu l'tchias HaMesim. Now be aware that okay.
The shamas go up and down.
No, again, no. Again, there's a second opinion. Let me get. Hang on one second. Just remind me to turn this on. The eighth parak in Hilchos Tshuva, guys. The eighth parak in Hilchos Tshuva, halacha beis. Ha'olam haba ein boy guf v'geviyah. In olam haba, there will not be a physical presence. It's the exact opposite of what I just said. We said olam haba is tchias hamesim. He says that what? Olam haba ein. The Rambam is in Ches from Tshuva halacha beis. Ein boy guf v'geviyah el nefoshes hatzadikim belvad v'loy guf kamal chesharis. Ha'oil ve'ein ba geviyah, ein ba lo yachila, lo yishtia, lo davar, b'kol advarim shekufis mei adam tzrichim lehem, you only and b'olam hazeh, none of the biological needs. V'lo yer ba davar hadvarim shema'im lekufis ha'olam hazeh, k'goin yeshiva, you won't have to sit, v'amida stand, shein asleep, umisa, v'atzei v'schaik, k'yaytz ben. Chach amru chacham rishonim, ha'olam haba, ein ba lo yachila, lo yishtia, lo tashvish, el tzadikim yoshim et harasein, v'rashem v'nenemis v'ashchina. You have a big yisaidistic machlokes between the Rambam and the Ramban. The Toras Chaim, most of the Rishonim learn like the Ramban. The Toras Chaim is clearly stating that the final state of Olam Haba is Tchias HaMesim. In other words, a physical presence. Physical presence. You're going to come back, and that's the way you're going to be with perfection. But that's the ultimate. Like the Rambam, it's not. Like the Rambam is the olam haneshamis, the whatever transpires, the final presence will be a non-physical world, a non-physical. Like the Rambam is the kasha. Why do you need tchias hamesim in the first place? Why are you coming back in the first place? That's a big kasha. It's a big kasha.
Basically the third bias. You don't have
Bring that. I don't know. Again, these are again that could be Moshe Mashiach. Moshe Mashiach, everyone agrees. Moshe Mashiach, that's not a kasha. Yemos Mashiach is going to precede that. Yemos Mashiach is a physical presence. Okay. So again, just Yisaidi, guys. Yisaidi, you should, again, it's a moot point. Whatever it's going to be is going to be. Bez Hashem, everyone here sitting here, you're learning Torah. The Torah is an unbelievable thing. Right. So I'm in the middle. Again, Moshe was up. Moshe was getting the Torah from Hashem. Moshe was, again, it's irrelevant. It's not Nagay. It was a special one moment in history where a human being was in Shemayim. Moshe was there. Malachim were there. He was in Shemayim. It wasn't Olam Haba. It wasn't Olam Neshamis. It was nothing. It is what it is now. Like you'd be ascended with Malachim. It wasn't discussing that. It wasn't discussing that. So again, just for edification, and again, it's a gorgeous Torah time, guys. And he brings a lot of rayas to it. That Olam Haba and Tchias HaMesim are synonymous. And as you can see from my Gemara, it's mashmit synonymous because the Gemara says, "Kol Yisrael yesh them chelik haba," and it brings it right. Tchias HaMesim. Without that, it's a bomb kasha. It's a bomb kasha, right? So Mamela, he brings and he brings kama right from Gemara Ksubis and the Taisus in Rosh Hashanah and in Gvayos and Avodah Zarah, which we'll see, right? And that you're going to go ahead and eventually, when the person dies, they go to what's called Gan Eden. Gan Eden is the Olam Neshamis. Gan Eden Gehenim, Olam Neshamis. You get purified and you wait around. Tchias HaMesim is going to come, and that says Olam Haba. Okay, that says Olam Haba. Moshe Mashiach, the guys will be alive at the time then. The Moshe Mashiach is going to be before then. Pashtus is going to be the people who are alive at that time, and people are going to die. Like the Rambam, we're going to see at the end of the Gemara. We're passing like Shmuel. The only difference between the Moshe Mashiach and now is everyone's going to like Kadosh Baruch Hu.
The world's going to recognize.
But the world's going to be. It's going to be the same. There's going to be the death. There's going to be life. Yeah, we can have a Beis Hamikdash from Shemayim. We can have the Beis Hamikdash, the Beis Hamikdash, yeah. It gives you a little sense now, no? Doesn't give you a little order to things, fellas. It may disturb your order of things, but it gives you an order of things. Okay, so let's do the doc. Okay, anyway, I think if you're going to spend time on anything, this is the thing to spend it on, right? Right, you're going to spend time on anything. This is what to spend it on. Okay, anyway, here's your rayas, Rabbi. Here's your rayas. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, I have a girsa. It's a different girsa. Amar Rav Chanan, who is it? Someone else. Minayin l'tchias hamesim min haTorah. How do you know min l'tchias hamesim min haTorah? Good. It doesn't say it openly, Rabbi. You're going to grapple with this. Shneimar, none that you would say. Unesati mimenu es trumas Hashem la'Aaron haKayin. Who are you going to give truma to, guys? To Aaron. Aaron lo'olam kayim. Is Aaron going to be around forever? Well, in Nichlas Eretz Yisrael, shenois l'truma. He never made it to Eretz Yisrael. You give him truma. And Molamed she'asid l'chayis. He's going to live. Be Yisrael nois l'truma. Mikan l'tchias hamesim min haTorah. There's the raya. The very Bishmal Tana, like le'arayin ke'arayin. In other words, he's not. He says this is not a raya. Why are you learning from the word Aaron? Not that you're going to give it to Aaron, but you should give it to a kohen like Aaron, right? Like Aaron, just as Aaron's a chava av banav chaverim. Don't give your matnas tehuna kuna tuah to an kohen am aretz. Amr Shmuel Nachmeni Amr Rabbi Yonasim minayin shein noisen truma l'kohen am aretz shnemar vayomer la'am liyoshve Yerushalayim loses monos. Kahanim v'alaviyim, l'man yechsu b'toras Hashem, kol ha'machzik b'toras Hashem, yesh le'minas, they get a portion. You're not doing them a favor. Adarabba, they eat it b'tuma. Right. This is Amr of Achabar Ada. I think that's the above. Amr of Achabar Ada. Amr of Yehuda. Kol ha'noisen truma l'koyin am ha'aretz, ki l'noisen l'fnei ari. It's like you put in front of a lion. Ma'ari suffik doiris v'oichel suffik, whether he's going to stamp on it. Remember, it's one of the skilas. He's going to jump on him falling down and eat it alive. Suffik ein doiris v'oichel af kain am haaretz suffik oichel b'tayra suffik oichel b'tuma. Rabbi Yochanan af goyim le'misa even causes death. Shneimar u'meisu boy he'll die if he eats it b'tuma ki yichalu because he's mechalit. So in other words, this is you said that Rabbi Yochanan, you wanted to bring a raya from truma that what's the chiyas hamesim. Not a raya, and you have a lot of problems. The Rabbi Kiva and Yaakov Tana, af masiu of an ashma. You're going to go ahead, and by giving it to him, you're going to cause him to have causing the kohen who is tamei to eat truma. You're burdening him with a lot of sin and a lot of ashma. Shnamar beisiu isam, and you load onto him of an ashma. Ba'achlam and eskat sheyam. Tanya Rabbi Shmuel. A second. Okay, so the first shot was Rabbi Yochanan's, and we had problems with it, according to many Amoraim. Tanya Rabbi Shmuel Benayin Tchias Hamesim in HaTorah Shneimar V'Gami Kimoisi as BC Itam. I will go ahead and be making the bris with the avos. Lases lemes eretz Canaan lachem. Neymar doesn't say to you, lahem to them, to the avos. Mikan Tchias Hamesim in HaTorah, that the avos are going to come back. Okay. I think there's a toisvis. It says Vayisha Hashem el Kayin ve'el Milchasai. And Hashem turned to El Hevel, El Chaim Chassid Loisha. So the Tosis brings there, that's a riot to the Tchias HaMesim. Because where else did he return to Hevel? He was dead right away. Mm-hmm. So where did he return to Hevel? So it must be what Tchias HaMesim. Sholem Minam Es Rabbi Gamliel. Minayin Shakadosh Baruch Hu Mechayim Mesim. Amalehem Min HaTorah Min Aviyim Min HaKsuvim V'Kiblu Mimenu. He brought 3 places and he wasn't Mekabel. Min HaTorah D'Chsiv V'Yom Hashem El Moshe. Okay, well, so what does the whole pasuk say, guys? This is Vayom Hashem El Moshe Hincha Shoichiv Amavisecha. You'll lie down with your fathers. Now v'kom ha'om hazeh v'zona achrei Elahei Nechar. Now listen, we had this Gemara in Daf and Dalet and Yuma, fellas. How do you conjugate this? Listen to the way I'm going to read it. Listen to me. Vayom Hashem El Moshe Hincha Shoichiv Amavisecha v'kom. You'll lie down. V'kom what? Oh, how about this? Vayom Hashem El Moshe Hincha Shoichiv Amavisecha. You could read, depending where you put the comma, it's such a different shot. There's a Gemara in the Dalet and Yuma says this is one of the places, one of the difficult words to go ahead and taich. If you put the v'kom after Moshe, it's get Tchias HaMesim. If you put stop v'kom, it's speaking about another thing, and that's going to be the problem with this min. Maybe it's the end of the pasuk. Minaviyim dechsev yichyu meisecha nivilasi. My corpses, Yikuman, they'll get up. Hakitzu v'ranu shoichei yafa. They'll get up and they'll sing. Those who are dead. Kital oireis talecha va'aretz refayim tapil. So you see that the dead are going to get up. It says with Dilma Mesim shehechi Yecheskel. Maybe it's the Mesim we're going to see in a few blot. Yecheskel brought back Mesim, who these people were, right? Menaksuvim dechsiv, v'chikech kiyayin hatoiv, your palate will be like good wine. Hoilich l'doidil l'meisharim, doivev sifsei yishanim, the lips of the people sleeping they'll move. V'dilma roich shei marchesh esvasav v'alma, maybe they'll just move. Ki Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi Shimon by Yitzad, the Koma shenemar halacha b'shmai, by Lamaz, anyone says halacha like your name in this world, Svaisasav Daivas Bekeva, Svaisav will go ahead, be Daivas Bekeva, Shnemar, Daivev Sifsa Yishanim, Atshoim Lehem, and so the Min destroyed the Torah, destroyed the Nevi'im, destroyed the Ksuvim, right? Atshoim Lehem Mikrazeh, Asher Nishpa Hashem Lavosechem, Lasis Lehem, Lasis Lehem, Lachem Leinemar, Elo Lehem, Mikam Lechias Amesim in the Torah. So this is a great pasuk, guys. This seems to be, you hear this? This is, Abavi, this is your pasuk. This is your pasuk. There's your pasuk. Asher nishpa Hashem lavasechem laseis lahem. Okay. Yeshamim min amikrazeh. Amol lahem v'ata adveikim b'Hashem elokechem chaim kulchem hayom. Right. Ma hayom kulchem chayomim. Just like today, you're all around. Af lo'elam haba. Guys, this is geschmack. They just what they just did. They just went chiyas amesim to olam haba. Guys, they just changed. Yeah. Without the Torah Chaim, you don't know what's going on. They just changed, right? Af lo'elam haba kulchem chayomim. Got it? Geschmack, right? The Torah Chaim is geschmack. Romans, Shmuel ben Chananya was always busy with the Romans, always going to Rome, right? And he had Maisa with the daughter of the Caesar said, "How could such a beautiful Torah being such an ugly person? It seems he wasn't so good looking." And he talked her into putting the wine into, take it out of earthenware and putting it in silver. Okay. And he goes, "If I was ugly, the Torah didn't say better." So Shalom Ramayim Esher B'Shua ben Chananya. Minayin shekadosh baruch hu mechayim mesim, v'yodei masha asur liyos. Two things he asked. How do you know Kadosh Baruch Hu brings back the dead? And v'yodei masha asur liyos, and he knows what is going to be. So he asked Rabbi Shua ben Chananya these two questions. How do you know with Chiyas HaMesim? How does the Kadosh Baruch Hu know? So Amar lahu shavai min hamikra hazeh. So he said, I got both answers from one pasuk. Shneimar vayom Hashem al Moshe hincha sheichei v'masecha v'kama amazeh v'zana. So you see, right? So in other words, I guess he knows about that hincha sheichei v'kam. So we can learn at Chiyas HaMesim, and then he says hamazeh v'zana, that you see that he knows what's going to be. But so the kam is going like we said earlier. If I had the same question, maybe it's going to go out afterwards. So you don't know what Chiyas HaMesim. Rabbi said, okay, so good, but still you'll see that the nation will go off. So you see he knows what's going to be. Itmanami, right? Like the words of Rabbi Shua Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Mishum Meyachoy, Minayin Shakadosh Baruch Hu Mechayim Mesim Yadei Mashas Liyos Shnemar Hincha Sheichim Mesecha V'Kam. Tanya, Amar Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yosi. With this idea, I went ahead and I made counterfeit the words of the minim. The sefer of the minim. The minim would say, there's no allusion to Chiyas HaMesim in the Torah. Amarti lechem, so yaftin Toraschem, right? I'll be Messiah for your Torah. And you won't be successful. Shat oimim Chiyas HaMesim in the Torah. Hari oima hikares nefesh ahi avoyna ba. It says hikares nefesh ahi avoyna ba. What's it speaking about? I think it must be avoid zara. Okay, anyway. Hikares hainu boilam hazeh avoyna ba le'emas. When is avoy? Where's lav lo'ilam haba? If hikares in this world, avoyna must be what? Lo'ilam haba is what? It must be but Chiyas HaMesim. So you have a right, Chiyas HaMesim, avoyna ba. In other words, he'll be punished in Chiyas HaMesim. Only a couple of abayi v'leim lu shavayim mikares tikares. Why don't you learn both from the two words? Inu haviyamar, because they would have told him dibur koloshin b'nei adam kiddet tonight, like following tonight. Hikares b'olam hazeh, tikares b'olam haba. Div Rabbi Akiva. Amar Rabbi Yishmael, like Nemar already says, es Hashem hu megadeh v'nichvasa. So why now you have 3 worlds of Chishleisha Elamim Yesh? Ela b'nichvasa b'olam hazeh, hikares b'olam haba. Hikares tikares is dibur kolosh b'nei adam. Bein Rabbi Yishmael ben Rekiva avoyna ba mayavid. What do they do at avoyna ba? Look at the Tanya. Yachal afilu asa tshuva. I might think that even if you do tshuva, they don't have a chelik haba. Very important. Tamad loymar avoyna ba. Le'amarti that they cut off. Ela b'sman avoyna ba. But when there is no oven, because they did tshuva, then they do have a chelik in Olam.